Good morning. Happy Easter weekend in Bentry. Hey, we're getting blessings from the sky. We're getting some rain. Things are getting much better. Thanks for coming out this morning. It's really great. We got a lot of stuff to cover today and some very interesting things too and new developments. So I'm going to get right into it. And again, thank you. Our mission, of course, living here is a privilege. We have responsibility to take care of things around us. Therefore, we preserve the natural beauty and wildlife of Bentry by encouraging BTCI and all our residents to be good stewards of our natural resources. And so we monitor, educate, and volunteer, and that's what guides us as we go down the road. And thank you for being part of that. We appreciate it. Today, we're going to welcome any new people here. We'll have Glenn give us the board report, our committee reports, a treasurer's report, and of course, what's going on with our neighborhood wildlife by Miguel, which will be very interesting, and we will then adjourn. Anybody new here today that hasn't been here before? No people? Okay, that's fine. Some people are shy, I know, but that's okay. Jim's got you in the record, so we'll know. Okay. We'll move right quick and have Glenn come up and talk to us about what's new with the board of directors.
All right, good morning. Let's talk dredging quickly. Nothing really has changed since the announcement last week. We're expecting the dredging company to come in first part of May. By the middle of May, they'll begin work. The beach will be closed the whole time they're working in the beach area. When they move from the beach to the marina, a decision will be made at that point on whether or not it's safe to open the beach. We don't know now. We'll just have to see what the situation is at that point. When they finish the marina, of course, we'll be able to reopen the beach. They'll move over to Mulligan Cove, and that may not be till like next winter. We're expecting the whole process will take 8 to 10 months. So that's basically where we are now. We're not totally sure when they're going to show up. They're telling us they think by early May and begin working in the middle of May, but be flexible. Other news, got some good news and some not so good news about our mail service. The good news is you may have heard that Amazon has ending their contract with the Postal Service to deliver packages. That's supposed to hit us in October. At that point, the mail center will be processing. Right now they process about 80% of the packages that come through the mail center are Amazon packages. So that load will be taken off. So hopefully everything else will be treated more quickly. Also, the postmaster from Jasper has been doing an audit of the boxes to make sure the boxes are all used. Apparently they found some deficiencies there, so hopefully that will bring some improvements too. The bad news is that with the elimination of the packages from Amazon coming to the mail center, that means there'll be more vans running around and running into ditches and blocking roadways and that sort of thing. The administration is contacting Amazon to see if there's some way that we can get them to establish like a Amazon delivery center such as they have in Big Canoe. We haven't heard from them yet. We're still in the process of doing that. Otherwise, okay, there's been some talk about a little bit of conflict between at the cottage, between where the kids are dropped off and people wanting to use the cottage. The board has created or is creating an ad hoc committee to kind of look at that to make sure everything is copacetic and everybody's happy. Also, if you haven't seen the new retaining wall at the Beach Pavilion, go take a look at it. It looks very nice, much better than the railroad ties we had before. And also a reminder that next week Public Safety will begin checking the tags at the marina, the boats and the kayaks. If you haven't gotten your tag for this year, do it now, because they will be doing an audit. That's it.
Thank you, Glenn. Thanks for all you do for us, the board. We appreciate it. Let's move right on to our committees, fundraising, Tamarack Treasures. I want to just pop over and say that we have found a leader for Tamarack Treasures and a co-chair for Tamarack Treasures. And they'll be working together and working with Deb, and I'll probably ask others to help in getting it moved forward for a possible sale in the fall. So we're getting forward, we're getting steps ahead, and we'll just have more information to come as we go down the road here. Hanging baskets, a good hand for Marietta.
Thanks. We were successful in selling 275 baskets, so that's the good news. Pickup is next Saturday, a week from today. It's the 11th of April at 11 o'clock, so that's easy to remember. We could still use a couple of helpers. We have 2 shifts. The first shift basically unloads the truck as it comes in and sorts it into orders. The second shift just helps get orders to people's cars when they show up. So if you could help at either the early shift or the late shift, just let me know. If for some reason you're going to be out of town on the 11th at 11 o'clock, please let me know and I'll hold your order and make sure that you can pick it up at my home at some time. And if you need a t-shirt to help, Megan Wandry's the one to see for that. So thank you very much.
Is it at the cottage?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, it'll be at the cottage again, assuming that it's not pouring down rain. And if it is, then it'll probably be downstairs here. Okay, but I'll be texting everybody who's ordered and just giving you a reminder on that. Thank you.
Thank you, Marietta. Marietta and Andy did a great job this year. They sold over $5,000 worth of hanging baskets. And you'll see the numbers, and that contributed over $2,000 in profit to Lake and Wildlife. So very nice job, Marietta. And while expecting a grandchild.
Give her a free donut.
Yeah, there you go. Take 2. Whispering Springs is coming up. I want to mention that that'll be April 24th and 5th, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Whispering Springs. We'll all get 10% off as members of a Bent Tree. So please put that on your calendar if you would. I know that Denise will be having more information on it and asking for help when the time comes. She is with her children who are also expecting a grandchild today. So she's not here today, but we wish her luck. There you go. April 11th, 11 to 12. Right? Pick up KBTB. I'm going to go to that next because work day is Wednesday, May 6th. And we're going to look for helpers to work that day, 8 a.m. to 12. And Andy, of course, is the person in contact. As far as that planting on the 6th, they'll plant annuals, they're going to spread mulch, they're going to plant several shrubs around the mail center. And there may be a few other things. He says, bring yourself, pitchforks, gloves, and a smile. So let's show up and help Andy out. That comes back to communication, where you'll see more about all of this. Wildlife, deer, bear, education, what's going on. Miguel's certainly going to talk about that when he gives his presentation, but is there anything, Miguel, that you...
No, I'll cover it all.
Okay, TBA, lake and streams. I want to start here. Very interesting developments that have come along with the lake and streams. First of all, there is a Lake Tamarack dredging monitoring plan by Lake and Wildlife along with BTCI. This plan has been put together so that we can test the water quality as we do, pH, DO, nitrate, phosphate, all those things from April right through the end of the year as we now do. We're adding heavy metals just in case there's anything that should come up. We're also going to do bacteria as we normally do. Danny Day does in early July after the dredging through September for E. coli, other bacteria. So our plan is to do the bacteria reading, do the quality reading, and then also the biological impact, which is what we call the macros, the invertebrates, the little flies, mayflies, black flies, salamanders, crayfish, all that kind of stuff. We'll be monitoring through July at the beach and streams as we normally do. And that also includes around the beach area for the leeches, just in case they're stirred up. We will be applying the pellets that we normally do that keep the leeches away. Plus, per EPA, we're also going to do another ring of 25 feet out all the way around with those pellets, just in case dredging stirs it up. And we want to take care of that before we open the beach. So we're going to be doing that. And also physical and safety for the beach in that area. We'll keep an eye on it and the shoreline of the area also, because as they dredge, they're going to be digging up, Goose Island are going to be digging out from the beach down. And we want to make sure that that slope isn't too much, and also that is posted so people understand that it's not going to be flat for 40 feet. It could be flat for 5 and then drop to 20. So you want to make sure people are aware. We will be doing the monitoring during that time. If everything is good, the monitor is good, bacteria is good, then we can open the beach along with the physical part. We want to make sure there's no debris down there, logs could be exposed, whatever. So we'll just watch for that and make sure it's safe. Be proactive ahead of time before we want to open the beach in that area. So that's what we're going to do ahead of time. I wanted you all to know there is a plan in place. And if things, as I mentioned to Glenn earlier, get out of whack or the numbers are way too high, we test again, they're way too high, we have a backup in our regional for Adopt a Stream program as part of EPA. And we can call those people in to do further readings and further analysis to give us a reason why and how to fix it and what to do to make sure it's safe for our people at the beach. Rocky Creek Dam. People familiar with Rocky Creek Dam over there by the, real good update.
Where is it?
Rocky Creek Dam is over by the boat launch area. When you launch your boat there at the dock. As you're coming down the road, just as you make that left, it's to the right up there, up on a rise. And normally the dam, as you can see, now this is last year, we had 2.5 inches in 14 hours. The 3 days that we had 7.2, it was like this for 2 days. And this was terrible. It was overflowing, overrunning down into the outlet and out. And a lot of silt came in the lake, as you can imagine, and it continues to come in the lake. So the pond itself and the dam is owned by the property owners of Dr. Levine and Pamela Henderson. They own their home and the pond. And by the way, just in case you're interested, we understand they will be up for sale in the next few months. They'll be leaving Bent Tree. So if you like a house with a pond, you like to fish, that's what it looked like. And so Dr. Levine was very helpful with us. The outlet was like this, and the pipe was maybe a foot off, and then you've got a drop, and all this was in there. And the plan was to rock this with heavy riprap and everything else to slow down, catch the silt, filter it with the smaller rock on the bottom. The dam itself, there's the inlet pipe. As you can see, after the bad rains, there's the pipe, and now, boom, it's exposed. See the pipe? It was all exposed. It was run over. Down here was like a small spillway. It ran down. So that's what we had. That's what we wanted to fix, and we wanted to fix that before the end of the year as part of the program that we gave to the board of directors. So now, as of this week, we've got this fixed on the outlet. Notice how much higher that is? 2 to 3 feet, okay? And here, all the riprap rock, there's small rock, there's fabric down below, there's a big rock. And believe it or not, almost all of this large rock and small came out of the diggings for the road down where the sediment spills will go from dredging. So it was at no cost. Bent Tree just transported them over, we dropped them in. And then on the dam itself, you can see that's the pipe out there where the inlet is. We first dug out this to almost 4 feet deep so that we have a huge area where the sediment can set before it goes into the pipe, and sticks and small branches will still go through. Along the top it was raised 2 to 3 feet. There was also rock placed underneath here, geomatting, fabric matting, much like we used at Coffee Cove is all underneath here, and then a rock and riprap with large and small rock that kind of makes it like a spillway, an overflow in case it does at any point. There is another pipe down around here, about 3 foot, and it rises about 18 inches above the water level. And that's a overflow pipe also, where if the water gets too high, it goes in there through suction, pulls it out, and there's another drain on the other side where it goes. So this is much better, and it will stop what is there now. It'll hold the silt back. The pond itself was also dropped 6 inches, so that we will see a stop in that silt going through there. But it's just a major work. BTCI did a lot of that work. Myself, Mason, others helped here and there to place things and plan things. But I just wanted to let you know we've made a major change, and it's really good. Okay, communications. We continue to do that. You see the echo, and Miguel does an excellent job. Trail signs. We'll talk about that in a little bit. The power lines are going well. Jim is in charge of that and handling that. The beach itself, as you know, there was a beach recreational area advisory board put together. Miguel and Andy are ahead of that. They give us regular updates. Any update you want to speak to, Miguel?
The wall, the retaining wall, it went up and it's very nice.
Retaining wall to ship. Good steps. Employee lunch. Also, we have the fish fry. We need some helpers. Do you want to? Memorial Trail. Huge progress here. As you know, Memorial Trail was closed because a landowner decided that they didn't want us on their property any longer. They didn't want the horses. They didn't want the people. So we had to close it. Up on the upper end, up and around this area right here, where the property owner was. Since then, we've worked hard with BTCI, and we've created a little different walk. If you look, here's the spillway. Here's where we used to go down. Now it's up here. It's about 50 feet up. If you're looking to the left, I have 2 small red flags up there. If you go by, you'll see them, and that's where it is. And you can walk right down. It's a downhill, beautiful walk, and you come along the falls, you come along here, and then here's the bridge. This is the bridge that was built to cross for the trail. It's an amazing bridge. Amicalola Power actually donated the 55-foot long power poles for us. And they actually brought them down as far as they could on here. And then, of course, we had to take them the rest of the way. We being Travis, Ashley, and those crew. So they put them across the span. They knew what it was. 2x6s all the way across, reinforced railings. And then there's 2 levels of rope that are taught at a higher level, and then of course one at a little lower level in case kids get, interested as they usually are. So it's very safe, it's very good. You take the bridge across, and that connects to the trail that's there now. They take it all the way down, and then down to the very end. It's a very interesting walk. Glenn was mentioning to me earlier that this walk here is just beautiful too, because you can see areas that you couldn't see before there and all the way down. I'll mention you'll be able to see some fishing pockets. Of course, there's also many crayfish and other things. And if you take the walk down here, and as you get close to this area, you'll be able to look to the left and see the beavers, what they're doing, and they're working down there. They're currently trying to be sighted and trapped out downstream, which is where they're building their lodge. But they've worked on a number of trees in that area. So it's very interesting to see what's going on down the trail. That is where we're at. Yes, and the trail's open. The trail's open. Mason couldn't be here. He's up in Pennsylvania with his family. But just wanted to make sure that you all were aware. And it's a beautiful walk. Now, before I go from there, I'll just mention that in the Memorial Garden area, we're going to have what we will call a walk to the waterfall, a waterfall walk. It's just a short walk that you can walk that's there now down to the seats and the chairs, and you can look at the waterfall and all that. So we will develop another sign for that, which we will probably put up for sale in the next few months that someone could sponsor if they would like. Presently, Glenn and Lou sponsor this sign here, which will be redone and put up. This is the almost ready to go version of it. So good news on the trails, back open. Trail working day, April 11th. Mason will be there and others to help. Remulch areas in Upper Sally Dawes, consolidate limbs, move signs in Upper Sally Dawes, haul logs from the end of Beaver Run up to Beaver Run at the higher level so that they can make it more stable and easier to walk. Mason has a sign-up genius set back. Oop, there we go. Here where you can sign up on Sign Up Genius for work to be done there. So just jot that down if you would, April 11th. I know it's the same day we get our hanging baskets, but Mason said for the guys, they'll be done by 11 o'clock to go get your hanging baskets. So. Okay, let's go to Habitat because we have Dara's new replacement with us today, Barbara. Barbara, thanks for helping and coming in.
All of the pollinators are waking up, flying about, starting the next stages of life. All of my bees have successfully overwintered and eaten their way through these simple nesting tubes. These are available at Amazon and other bird shops. There are other do-it-yourself ways to build these boxes, and places like Wild Birds Unlimited have guard attractive mason bee boxes like this. It's migrating season all around us. Everyone can be sure to follow best practices for outdoor lighting at night and nesting season for non-migratory birds. If any tree removals can wait until later in the year, that would be beneficial for them. And next week at Trail Work Day, helping create habitat structures. Our cardinals live in those structures year-round, and many of our songbirds depend on them for shelter during bad weather or food for their nestlings and fledglings that are learning to fly. So if you guys want to look at these are mine. I'll be taking them. Look at them. Look at them. They're a nice complement to any living flowers. They're really pretty.
Thank you, Barb. Dara's written us, and as you know, Dara's got a home over in Beaufort, and she's living over there now as well as this home here. So they've decided that it's just too much, and that, you know, Barb has been with us for years, helping us and really intelligent, sharp on plants and other things, and has joined us on the executive committee for a couple meetings. And she still came back, which was good. And so Dara has recommended that Barb take her place on the executive committee, which we will vote to approve on Monday. You're a welcome addition, Barb, and we'll continue in doing the nature and plantings, and of course the main meeting's coming up with great things that they'll present to us on plants and habitat. So again, a big round of applause, Barb. Thanks for stepping up. It's really great. All right, let's get down. Whoop, got it. Show us the money, right? Okay. Denise again is with her grandchild to be, so she can't be here. But very good month as far as revenue goes. 5,800, expenses 43, so we're up from 23 to 24,007 in the bank. Revenues here again, there's the 5,000 from hanging baskets, 2,900 for the cost of the hanging baskets, so that's a nice sale. Thanks again, Mariana. This is really good. I don't have enough records to say it's the best sale, but it's a darn good one. It beat last year and the year before. Okay, just cafe, donuts, coffee, etc. And then of course, community gardens, which we've enhanced and built more of. I think we're up to 18 different plots now. So, and they're all sold out, and people are on waiting lists to get in. And so there's your expenses: community garden, stream monitoring, there's chemicals, reagents, and things we use when we test the water samples. There's admin 2,200. So again, we're doing very well. Our finances, and Denise is doing a very good job of tracking them for us. Upcoming May, plants, habitat, spring planting. That'll be both Barb and Dara. June, we're going to have a presentation by the different committees of just what we do, what we've done this year, what we're planning to do, just to give you more of a flavor of more than what I talk about, of what is all involved. August, the Eagles. special presentation by the group out of Rome, which did the snakes, so this is gonna be a good presentation. September, to be announced yet, October is Bigfoot, North Georgia, and November to be announced yet too. We're looking at 2 or 3 different people to do that in groups. And of course, December will be BTCI annual report by Jim Pryor. Also, this month in the stream work, we had a couple new people, Greg and Susan Hyde, that were with us, and Greg's with us back there. Wanted to just thank you for all your help in doing not only the chemical and the macro, and he and Susan were very helpful. And a couple days ago, Greg called and said, "Hey, you guys use a trail cam?" I said, "Yeah, we could use a trail cam to put up to track deers, animals, and lives." So he had an extra trail cam, and he's donated it to Lake and Wildlife. I just want to thank you, Greg, because I want to do it here because I know for wildlife we can use it, for lake and streams, for the beavers, so that's handy. Thank you.
It was great education, enjoyed the day, lots of great things happening.
Yeah, it is. Great, thanks, Greg. Okay, we need you. Everybody here does a great job with Lake and Wildlife, and I appreciate that, and I want to thank you for that. Just let us know, what do you think you can do to help us? Comments, donations, bentrylw@gmail.com, and we do get emails, from various people around. Just want to mention also, YouTube channel's got 3 years of history of these meetings that you can find, and that's the URL, but I know you can't read that or remember it, but just look at Wildlife Wednesdays and Fridays, and they're on there. We're also on, whoop, where we go? Come back here, whoa. I need another pointer. We're on Facebook, and Facebook Ben Tree. We're also on YouTube, and now we're on Nextdoor also. Thank you, John Hockey. We appreciate it. Does a lot of work, comes here all these Saturdays, and this is fantastic. Okay, onward and upward, Ben Tree Wildlife in the spring, and what's happening here at Ben Tree with all our animals. Miguel, if you would like to come up and begin. I know you can't wait. Anticipation. I'll get your presentation. Thank you.